up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
What's going on, Freak Nation? Speed Freaks on a big old fat Sunday night. NASCAR Cup Series postponed until tomorrow. Not us, because we're rolling on General Tires, pumping some big old fat Lucas oil through that engine. You got the Freak Nation for the next 2 hours. IndyCar Series winner Scott Mclaughlin, depending on what side of the planet you're from. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. Top fuel winner from the 4-Wide Nationals, Austin Prock, will be here. And from what we understand, the most popular driver with Richard Childress Racing, Sheldon Creed, will be here in the Freak Nation. Crasher, you heard the same damn thing that I did.
Yes, I did. The driver that gets the most fan mail. Well, hold on. Why am I giving this away?
Please.
Don't you talk to him about it?
Yes, I do. Thanks.
Okay, so
Holy
bottom
fuck.
line.
Just say yep.
Okay, yep.
Statman, just say yep.
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 So Sheldon Creed will be here in the Freak Nation, and if we can get to him, and I say this somewhat in jest, 16-time Funny Car champion John Force here in the Freak Nation. Follow us on Twitter at Speed Freaks. Of course, the website, speedfreaks.tv. Facebook, we're there for you. Instagram, we're there. Holy smokes, are we there for you. Richard C. Suave, thank goodness that Richie saw the final of the Bruins. Help me out, Richie.
Florida Panthers.
Yeah, Florida Panthers. I almost went Lightning. Sorry. Florida Panthers game before us going live. He was. This is inside baseball, man. We were set up with our Freak Radio network, which, by the way, Freak Nation, we started out as a radio show. We're on 90-plus stations across the planet. Richie's on the line with our radio network distribution company, and the Panthers nail that game winner. And
well, hold on. Spoiler alert. For those of you who might not know yet, Kenny just sort of spoiled something.
Man, is that 2 weeks? Screw it, man.
No, that's not a spoiler because sports is different. If you you miss it live, then I'm sorry, you blew it. It's age of social media. You just snooze, you lose. This isn't 1980 when the NBA Finals got tape delayed, so nobody watched Magic Johnson and Larry Bird duel it out live. This is live, baby. The Panthers are moving on.
So I'm just thankful that my lovely 9-year-old daughter was not anywhere around, because Broham found every which way to use the F word. Stuff that made me go, duh. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't think about that one. In a nice way, too. In a happy way.
And explain the Lord Stanley Cup curse. No. What's the curse, Richie?
I call it the President's Cup curse.
Right.
Which is that only one team who has had the best regular season record has won the Stanley Cup, I believe, in the last 30 years. And I believe that was the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think it was 2 seasons ago. And the Boston Bruins did that this year. They had the best regular season in the modern era. They had 64 wins this year, and they lose Game 7 at home in overtime to the 8th-seeded Florida Panthers.
8th seed. Oh.
Incredible.
Okay. Statman, help me out here.
They lost. Boston lost at home in Game 7 after completing the greatest season ever in the history of man, and they lost to an 8th seed.
So basically what we're telling the Freak Nation to do right now is to text condolences to any of your Boston friends, because clearly they're in a bad mood tonight. They need your help.
You know what this is? This is, at least relative to recent motorsports, this is Robert Hight losing the championship. This is Kyle, but Ron Capps he was not the Florida Panthers when he won the championship last night.
No, definitely
year.
not an 8th seed.
But this is like Michael McDowell winning the championship over Kyle Larson when Kyle Larson had those double-digit wins 2 years ago, right?
I would agree with that.
Want to put it out there on Twitter, Swab?
I will do it. I will try and come up with the biggest upset in motorsports. That's what I'm going to go with. What is the biggest upset in motorsports? At Speed Freaks at MapTV on Twitter.
Ward Burton winning the 500.
No, come on.
Yes.
No.
Not the biggest. Okay, not the biggest, but
Statman's favorite.
Michael McDowell.
No. Come on.
Statman's favorite.
Won the Daytona 500 back in the had the mustache. Come on.
Oh, yeah, that one NASCAR driver with the mustache.
Come on. What's his name, Statman? My goodness.
You need to know that, I don't know who won the race today.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, Cup was rain delayed. You don't have to worry about who won the Cup race today.
I don't have to worry about the Cup. So my 3 picks today for the Beat the Freaks, I'm still good at that, right? I'm still hanging in there.
Actually, that's another very good question, Statman. So I believe Richie is the man in master control for this one. Our contest that we do every weekend, hashtag Beat the Freaks, hashtag Speed Freaks GT. Typically, we do it with the NASCAR races. We did it with IndyCar a couple weeks ago. We'll probably do it with IndyCar at the 500 weekend. But typically, it goes up until the green flag where you can submit your picks. Richie, tell us, can the Freak Nation go to @SpeedFreaks on Twitter? Can they go and continue to submit their top 3 for the Dover race?
Yes, that's the good thing about it. I believe the Cup race goes off at noon Eastern time on Monday. So if you're following us at SpeedFreaks on Twitter, you can reply to our tweet. And if you use the hashtags, #SpeedFreaksGT and hashtag Beat the Freaks, you are entered into our contest. And I will pick the winner tomorrow morning. I will wake up early, Pacific Standard Time, to make sure we get a contestant for tomorrow's Beat the Freaks. I promise.
That's saying something, people.
Compelling radio and TV for you for the past 7 minutes, Freak Nation. Derek Cope is the name I was looking for. Daytona 500 winner, 1990. That was a dude that came out of nowhere with a mustache.
I think that was the biggest upset that they say in NASCAR. Almost as big as it wasn't an upset. It was Sterling Marlin under a red flag got out of his car and started working on it during a red flag.
That was the one that that Ward Burton won in 2002.
Yeah,
Serious?
Yes.
Could you call that an upset when a guy just gets out and starts working on his car when he's not supposed to? Is that an upset?
He upset the officials, so technically yes.
That is greatness. Also, Freak Nation, coming up in about 8 minutes, we've got Sean Mclaughlin. Sean Mclaughlin. Who the hell is? Oh, I'm thinking of our weather guy, or our news anchor here in Phoenix. Sorry, Sean. Love you, man.
Oh, and that's Scene, by the way,
Scene
not
McLaughlin.
Sean. Scene. Don't call me Sean.
Mclaughlin joining us here next segment, and he's going to reveal, along with Crash, what NASCAR driver believes that NASCAR drivers are the greatest on the planet, better than Formula One, better than sports car drivers, better than IndyCar series drivers, better than Brazilian stock car drivers, which, by the way, of course, you can see on Mad TV.
I mean, this is what rain delays do. They put NASCAR drivers back in their haulers, bored out of their minds, so they tweet ridiculousness. That's just what they do.
So are we taking the bait, and we're going to debate it coming up in the next 10, 15 minutes?
I say we do. Let's see what Scott, don't call me Sean, has to say, and then we'll go off of that.
Okay. So Scott McLaughlin joining us here in the next segment. Also, Austin Prock, top fuel winner from the 4-Wide Nationals in Charlotte, will be here in the Freak Nation. And Sheldon Creed, RCR pilot, 7 points in the Xfinity Series for NASCAR. Statman, you got something?
No, I was just saying that Austin Prock, he made a great stand after he won the race today, and talks about it. Just took a stand and it upset everybody, and talked about it after the race.
That's a whole nother thing we can go into. Who has the best post-race celebrations, whether on or off of their cars?
Well, before Crash, it ruins the tease killer here. That's true. That Austin Prock, in these really different political times, the fact that Austin Prock took this type of stand is incredible.
Incredible. I mean, just upset everybody, and people were standing there. What are you doing? You can't do that. And he did it anyway. That's why he's driving a Top Fuel car, and not me and you.
Leave it to the Freak Nation to bring it out of a Top Fuel winner coming out of the 4-wide Nationals. Freak Nation, this is how you play ball with us. You be sure and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course the website speedfreaks.tv. Sean Mclaughlin coming up in moments. Scott Mclaughlin, my God, I'm going to write it on a piece of paper. At least I call him Sean. Don't call me Scott, or Scott don't call me Sean. The freaking interview, right?
Anybody in Phoenix, anybody in the state of Arizona knows what we're talking about. Great meteorologist here, exact same name, only his name is Sean, but it's actually Scene, not Scott Mclaughlin.
Stat man, I want to go old guy real quick. Not because I'm going to you. Was it Norm Crosby? The comedian back in the day that just pulled a Sean Mclaughlin where he mixed up all of his words. Was that the dude who did that?
Yeah. And there was a baseball announcer called the Malaprops. He was a baseball announcer for the San Diego Padres.
What? You just pulled that out of your butt.
Why he's the stat man, Freak Nation.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he made mistakes like that all the time.
Who
Somebody
was
in the Freak Nation needs to Texas.
Yeah. Freak Nation, Scott Mclaughlin coming up here in the Freak Nation. I got it right. I got it right. And what NASCAR driver says they are the greatest drivers on the planet? We will reveal that with the Scott Mclaughlin interview. It's all coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios. And don't forget, speedfreaks.tv.
Speed Freaks, motorsports radio redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code UP for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code UP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code UP for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
The biggest racing series in America is coming to your town. It's time to mark your calendar. Get ready for the wildest festival of speed in the Midwest. The Enjoy Illinois 300, presented by Ticket Smarter. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Don't be on the outside looking in. Get your tickets now at WWTRaceway.com. Brought to you in part by the Office of Illinois Tourism and Illinois South Tourism.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Freak Nation, this segment brought to you by our good friends at Lucas Oil. Go to lucasoil.com to find out how you keep your engine fat and happy in the exterior of your car. Bam! Lucas Oil has the products to keep that hot rod down in the garage looking pretty snappy. Coming up in a moment, Scott Mclaughlin will be here in the Freak Nation. Also, Austin Prock, top fuel winner from the 4-Wide Nationals, will be here in the Freak Nation. And Sheldon Creed will also be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Barber Motorsports Park winner, Scott Mclaughlin, IndyCar Series winner, joining us here in the Lucas Oil Studios. Taking in a snack right now, a little bit of popcorn. How does a champion get fed popcorn and doesn't have like a full-fledged charcuterie board or some shrimp waiting on you when you win a big-ass race like this, bro?
Charcuterie board? Come on, mate. We're in America. We're going to go and have some steak, we're going to have some shrimp on the barbie. I don't know, maybe. But no, we'll have some fun. But super proud. I mean, to win today, it's a great momentum shift for us going into May, and good ranches on the car. We had a perfect sponsor for this party. We're gonna be fed American meat, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Scott Mclaughlin joining us here in the Freak Nation. And Scott, when you made the pass over Grosjean, can you kind of run me through, I don't need a minute by minute, but maybe just what was going on in your head and from your spotter at the time about overtaking Grosjean to finally grab this win?
Yeah, look, I was frustrated that I sort of conceded the position after the pit stop. And, I knew that I had a car that was fast enough to, get past him again. I actually asked the team, can I use more fuel to put more pressure on him? Just give me like 5-10 laps. And they did. And I knew that was my chance. That was my opportunity to just make it happen. And, I felt like I took it. And, he made a mistake and I had to make that move. And to get him going into 8 there was a very, very good thing. And I was able to control the race from here on in.
Yeah, Scott, let's talk about that because you were clearly on one of the 3 pit stop strategies. You and teammate Will Power, not everyone was. Everyone post-race that was on the 2-stop strategy was talking about how frustrating it was to conserve fuel. So moving forward, 2 things. Number one, was it more difficult racing a 3-stop strategy because of how intense it was, whether it's in your arms or your back or your neck, driving harder? And then number 2, if you enjoyed it, should it be mandatory next year, 3 stops for everyone to race balls out?
Well, I think it's good having different strategies, which is good. Obviously, we're on the right one today, but you need that for flexibility and for great racing. But, I'm not going to lie, like my neck and my shoulders right now are hurting because I did basically 90 qualifying laps just then. I was just pushing. Ooh. And, I'm super, I was glad that we could just genuinely race on pace. I call that the happy driver strategy. There's no fuel saving. You don't have any frustrations. It's purely just go. And, that's so much fun. And I think I knew this morning after the warm up, I'm like, guys, we have a great car. We need to just use this and take the risk. If there's yellows and we lose out on this, so be it. We're not in a position to, just conserve right now. We've got to try and win on pace. And we did that, and super proud of my team. Like, they just gave me a great car, put me on a great strategy. And we just got it done. Such a satisfying result.
Scott Mclaughlin, winner of the IndyCar race at Barber Motorsports Park. That kind of shocks me. You're talking about some stiffness and so forth. You raced stock cars in Australia, V8 supercars. Is your body still getting used to racing open wheel with the greater G-forces that are playing on you?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone up and down pit lane will be sore. It's very hard to train for, we train very hard, don't get me wrong, and I've upped it this year. But I think, it's hard to train for what we just went through, especially on a 3-stop strategy. So it's a lot of fun, and trying to test yourself, man, against machine in some ways is what we do it for. But this is 20, 50 times harder than a supercar, no doubt. It's just that it is. And, I've been building my fitness up over the last few years. And I think today, showed how much more fit I am compared to when I started, because I think my neck nearly fell off here when the first race that I had here last time. So I think 2021 was my first race here. So it was a wake-up call for sure.
Whoa. All right, I want to read you in line with what you were just saying right there. And before we let you go, I want to read you a tweet that came out because the NASCAR race was rain delayed. They will race, of course, tomorrow, Monday. Landon Castle tweets out, and I want your opinion. NASCAR drivers are the most versatile professional racing drivers in the world. More surfaces, racing styles, track types than any other series. F1 is a true specialist-focused singular style of racing, while a modern Cup Series driver must be a jack of all trades. Discuss.
I don't disagree with that, but I think it's pretty ignorant to the fact that IndyCar has road course, street courses, and ovals. We have everything. I'm not saying that we're better than NASCAR drivers, but I think he's ignorant to the fact that what we do as well is very parallel. I think NASCAR drivers are some of the best touring car drivers in the world. But I think you put them in an IndyCar that we just saw with Jimmy. Jimmy spent 2-3 years. It's tough, and I big respect for having an opinion, but I probably disagree with it.
And he probably is going to have his neck hurt quite a bit if he ever got into an IndyCar and tried to.
Hey, look, he's welcome to come and drive my car if he wants. If he goes faster, then I'll give it to him.
Scott McLaughlin, IndyCar Series winner from Barber. 4 races, 4 different winners. It's badass. Do you have the fever? Do you have the 500 fever yet? Should we be taking your temperature?
One more day, and then it's May. So that's and then we'll have the fever. But I'm going to get down to the GP early, and I love being in the bus lot and hanging out around the speedway, walking my dog around turn 1 and 2, and throwing the ball. It's cool. I don't know, Roger. He poops on the lawn, so he might get in trouble. But apart from that, I always pick it up.
He's a responsible dog dad as well as IndyCar winning driver.
Always got a dog bag.
Dude, $25 an hour to get someone to pick it up for you, bro.
No. If I did that, my wife would kill me.
Scott, it's always fantastic when you roll the Freak Nation, buddy. Thanks for doing this, man.
No, appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
When you get a guy like Scott McLaughlin here in the Freak Nation, what, Crasher?
I'm just laughing. His wife would be mad if he hired a dog walker to pick up dog poo, yet win the Indy 500, win the $3 to $4 million, and you can hire all the dog poo picker-uppers that you want.
Did you hear what he had to say about Landon Castle, NASCAR Cup Series driver, claiming that, and again, I think we're taking the bait, frankly, because it's so outlandish to me that Landon Castle, NASCAR Cup Series driver, he tweeted out the fact that NASCAR drivers are the most versatile drivers on the planet.
Well, Richie, do you have that? You can show. We can show everybody exactly what Landon Castle tweeted. We can read it again. These were his words specifically. And I think he did follow it up with a couple of tweets. He's been getting hammered, good and bad, from motorsports fans around the country, around the world. And he said he has no disrespect for any other styles of racing, but the facts are what the facts are. And yeah, that's tiny. NASCAR drivers are the most versatile professional racing drivers in the world. More surfaces, racing styles, track types than any series. F1 driver is the true specialist focused on singular style of racing, while a modern Cup Series driver must be a jack of all trades. And then he says, discuss. Sure, he may be throwing out some bait. Sure, we caught it. But I don't agree that NASCAR drivers are jacks of all trades. No, because their very first street course in the history of not in the history of the sport, but the very first street course in the modern era is coming up this summer on July 4th weekend, and that's Chicago. You can't be a jack of all trades. You can't have the most diversified amount of street circuits if you don't even have your first street circuit until the year 2023. I mean, come on already. And you didn't even have a road course in the championship, of which you called your 10-race playoff championship series the best drivers in the world when it used to be all ovals. Guys, come on. Whoa. I'm not saying that NASCAR drivers are bad by any stretch of the imagination or worse than sports cars or IndyCar or Formula One at all. But you are not the most diversified drivers, period. Landon, I'm sorry. But if you guys had 6 or 7 street circuits, maybe 10 road courses, a third of your season on ovals, a third on the other forms, then maybe we could have this conversation. Otherwise, no, bye. I'm not talking about it anymore. It's not the most diversified, period.
Well, that certainly tees it up nicely for next segment, Crasher. We got plenty of room to talk about that. Again, I think there's the chance that listen, this is Landon Castle. This isn't Kyle Busch.
Right.
I mean, Scott said it all. Jimmy Johnson never won a freaking race in the IndyCar series. Never really even got close to dominating a race like he did in NASCAR. We'll get to that, Freak Nation. What do you think? Hit us up on Twitter at Speed Freaks, Facebook, and, of course, Instagram, the website, speedfreaks.tv. Landon Castle, NASCAR Cup Series driver, saying that NASCAR drivers are the most versatile on the planet. You agree? More Speed Freaks coming up. Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas fuel treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system, pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas fuel treatment. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAV TV. Two Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAV TV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two Wheel Tuesday.
Country music legend Dirk Bentley is hitting the road, and he's bringing his Gravel and Gold Tour to Worldwide Technology Raceway.
On you, 'cause the beer's on me.
Sunday, June 4th, headlining the Confluence Music Festival. Go to www.traceway.com or Metrotix to get your tickets now.
Yeah, it feels like gold.
Dirk Bentley, only on NASCAR Weekend, only at the Confluence Music Festival.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
As a trucker, you've seen every kind of road condition out there. One of the toughest is icy, freezing weather, which can thicken diesel fuel and plug system filters. That's why you need Lucas Anti-Gel Cold Weather Diesel Treatment. It prevents fuel gelling at extremely cold temperatures, lowers the cold filter plugging point of diesel and biodiesel fuels, and removes moisture from the entire fuel system. In turn, you get maximum performance and reliability. For more info, visit lucasoil.com. Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Hey, Freak Nation, why don't you go to GeneralTire.com? That's GeneralTire.com to check out a line of tires to keep everything in your garage that rolls on car tires smooth, sexy. Go to GeneralTire.com. That's not their tagline, by the way. It's not General Tire's tag. Smooth
Are you
and
sure?
sexy. If it sells tires, they might use that. Can you go to Google right now, Richie, and reserve smooth and sexy GeneralTire.com?
Smooth and sexy.
Regardless, man, we've been rolling on General Tires for the duration of Speed Freaks, a big fat radio show that started in one market. Now we're on 90 plus, including Sirius XM and every audio streaming app that's out there now on MAV TV. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Almost 23 years coming up in June here in the Freak Nation. Crasher, you want to reset what we discussed going into break, and then let's let Statman, the Rally King, jump in on this.
I figured he would have just a wee bit of an opinion on Landon Castle. I don't have time to use my fat fingers to pull up the tweet right now on my phone, but Landon Castle tweeted during the rain delay today, or rain postponement, I should say, basically, in a nutshell, that NASCAR drivers are the most versatile on the planet because they have the greatest variety of circuits, of courses, and that they're a jack of all trades because of the way that they drive. Yeah. Leaving out, of course, the fact that 2023 is the very first year in the modern era that they've added a street circuit. I don't think you can call yourselves versatile when in the year 2023, you're finally getting to what's known as a street circuit. But I digress. Statman, take it away. Are NASCAR drivers the most versatile and well-rounded in the world?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I mean, the greatest argument is that a 7-time champion, Jimmy Johnson, wasn't able to jump into an Indy car and do much. I think he finished in the top 10 once. But in fairness to NASCAR drivers, Dario Franchitti, who won, 4 championships, went to NASCAR and did about the same, was always at the back of the field. The disciplines are very different, and I don't think they have any crossover. You take a car that's got tires that are too narrow and weighs 3,600 pounds, and you have another car that's half that weight and has very wide tires, no fenders, and they're just two different disciplines altogether. It shouldn't be compared. And I think probably Landon Castle was probably bored in the rain today and wanted to see how much disturbance he could cause in the Twitterverse.
Well, hold on, though. You are comparing slightly IndyCar with NASCAR and the versatility and the different ways that those machines operate. You, like Kenny just said, you're the rally king. You've raced rally races in the past. You've raced rally vehicles. You want to talk about versatility and different terrains. I don't think it gets any better than WRC. Please help with that argument.
Yeah, I mean, that's a different discipline altogether, a third discipline. That rally drivers, it's much easier for a rally driver to get into anything else than for anything else to get into a rally car. Colin McRae went to race for a Ferrari team at Le Mans, and after 8 laps, he was within a quarter of a second of the lead driver on the team. So
Ooh,
yes,
wow.
these drivers are excellent. They have to race on pavement. In Germany, and I know in Germany they race on pavement. They race on dirt, rocks, ice in Monte Carlo and in Sweden. So yes, they race in all kinds of conditions, and instead of going around 4 turns thousands of times, they go around thousands of turns once, and manage to get there with no problem and laugh at each other when they get there.
And doing that just once per thousands of turns, you better get it right, or you're either out or you're in the back of the pack.
We're talking about Landon Castle, who tweeted out that NASCAR drivers are the most diverse drivers on the planet. Is that the word he used, Crasher?
Yeah, versatile, I believe.
Versatile. There you go. Versatile. To NASCAR's defense, rally drivers aren't on super speedways. They don't do a whole lot of ovals, not that I know of, Statman, but I think that's apples to oranges. If you want to go zero in on IndyCar versus NASCAR, it still blows me away that those stock cars of Cup are power steering.
Right.
But the Indy cars are not power steering.
Yes.
When you watch the IndyCar cams over the shoulder of these drivers in the IndyCar series, you can see how they're trying to figuratively grab the bull by the horns and make a right-left turn in a matter of a split second. It is bonkers. And Statman and I have come to an agreement to be able to hit a certain area on the apex on a oval super speedway. That takes talent. And how 20 drivers can be within a hundredth of a second, that takes talent to do that. I get all that. I understand that. I'm not bashing NASCAR drivers. I'm not at all. All I'm saying is if you're going to use that word, then give me something to back it up. The argument is there. It's game, set, match for me.
Well,
it's Johnny Cochran. If it don't fit, don't acquit, or whatever the hell he said. It's
if
Jimmy
the gloves
Johnson.
don't fit, then you must acquit. Whatever.
Maybe I had it backwards.
Yeah,
Here's
the other issue that we're skirting here is that NASCAR drivers, and this is not so much now, but NASCAR drivers have a problem making right turns. They don't have the same skill set going around a right turn as they do around a left turn. But that's sort of changing now with the younger drivers coming in, and they have learned to race in karts, and they've gone to school to learn how to turn right and left. So, but yeah, that was the case a long time ago. And again, I bring up that the disciplines are so different that Dario Franchitti, one of the best IndyCar drivers of all time, tried to go to NASCAR and didn't do well and didn't stay and came back to IndyCar where he had greater comfort. So
you could say the same for Juan Montoya too. I mean, he really didn't do that great in NASCAR after winning in Formula One and championships in IndyCar. So yeah, you could say the same thing.
He won him a road course race.
Well, because that might be his discipline. But here's the deal. Let's give credit where credit's due. And I know Statman's going to be with me on this. Then tell me, Kurt Busch, when he came in with very little practice in an IndyCar, I mean, there's where your cream rises. If you are a good stock car driver, you're going to figure things out. Kurt Busch, boom. What do you get? You got top 10. Was it top 6 in the Indy 500?
Yeah, in the Indy 500. So yeah, that's an excellent. I gained so much respect for Kurt Busch after watching, and he was running in 4th for much of the race and finished 6th. That's an enormous credit to him. So yes, certainly it's possible to find some people who can cross the bridge when they get to it. But we're talking not just apples and oranges. We're talking apples and tomatoes or bananas. I mean, it's an entirely different discipline. And at some point, and like I said, we need to get off of this because Landon Castle is probably somewhere in his motor coach in the rain laughing at us because of the tweet that or a text that he put out there, and wanted to
We're laughing at him, though. We're laughing at him.
Let's get the residential millennial in here. We got a break in about a minute. What are you seeing on Twitter, Suave?
You can go vote in our poll at Speed Freaks at MAV TV. I'm asking which discipline is the toughest: Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, NHRA. Right now, NASCAR is in the leader in the clubhouse with 46% of the votes at Speed Freaks and at MAV TV. Real quick, Landon Castle, guys, quick. How many wins does he have in the top 3 NASCAR series? Correct, Crash. Landon Castle has never won a race in any of the top 3 NASCAR series. So, of course, it'd be tough.
He's never won an Xfinity or Busch race?
No.
Wow.
Not even ARCA, folks. Not even ARCA. If you want to go that far down.
Landon.
All right. Freak Nation, his name is Austin Prock. It's awesome, man. He drives for John Force Racing, Top Fuel winner for the 4-wide Nationals. He'll be coming up next. Dude's a badass on dirt, by the way. Come to find out, a 2014 Dirt Series champion. He'll be joining us coming up next. And the second hour, Sheldon Creed, and if we can get to him, John Force here in the Freak Nation. Promise. More freaks next.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
At Lucas Oil, we take pride in creating problem-solving products to make your car care easier. We protect your vehicle and make it run longer so you can focus on the things that matter most. Whether it's commuting to work, visiting a loved one, taking the kids where they need to go, going to the big game, or anywhere life takes you, Lucas Oil is committed to getting you there for all of life's important moments. Lucas Oil, it works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAV TV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAV TV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. This is Matt Crowder, live at the gas station on 41st Street, reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss, are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute, are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SEAT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SEAT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SEAT.
Country music legend Dirk Bentley is hitting the road, and he's bringing his Gravel and Gold Tour to Worldwide Technology Raceway.
On you, cause the beer's on me.
Sunday, June 4th, headlining the Confluence Music Festival. Go to www.traceway.com or MetroTix to get your tickets now.
Yeah, it feels like gold.
Dirk Bentley, only on NASCAR Weekend, only at the Confluence Music Festival.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and the annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. That's 800-273-7075.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Many years ago, maybe in the 1970s, I had a morning meeting at the fabled Southern California drag strip, Orange County International Raceway. When I walked into the office, the immediate elephant in the room was a big black fish that was swimming laps in a 30-foot tank on a side wall. Don't remember the kind of fish, only that it was big and black and ate living things, and it looked mad. In the conversation, the man mentioned he came in one Monday morning and the fish had jumped out of the tank, laying on the floor in a puddle. He said he picked it up, threw it back in the tank, and that's where it floated all day. It appeared dead. But at the end of the day, it was back to swimming laps, angry and looking for something to blame for a bad weekend. I said all that by way of wishing happy anniversary to the American Rally Championship in its 50th year of survival. Few know how or why the championship keeps going. It considers itself a professional series of sportsman drivers and tired Subarus. The organizers are often unclear on the mission, but it continues somehow. Constant rumors of its pending demise are always wrong. Celebration is planned in the Southern Ohio forests in June. There are rumors a Hall of Fame is planned. The invitation promised a cash bar, meaning that there'll be no one to blame for a bad weekend. Peace.
Freak Nation, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I believe, Crasher, is this the first time that Austin Prock has been in the Freak Nation?
I believe so. And yes, that is a shame.
Yeah, you guys should be ashamed of yourself.
No doubt, man. Austin Prock, top fuel winner, 4-wide nationals in Charlotte, joining us here in the Freak Nation. Out of the gate, if you didn't win these 4-wide nationals, would you be a fan of the 4-wides?
You know, it's just different. You know, I like it in a sense because I grew up circle track racing where you went to a different racetrack every weekend. You were racing on quarter miles, you were racing on half miles, dirt or pavement, and it was always switching around. So I kind of like it. Not a ton of people are a huge fan of it. But obviously today I love it. You know, anytime you come out on top, it's a great day. And it was kind of nice doing them back to back because I feel like everybody was a little bit more comfortable with it and on their game.
I was going to hold on just a second, Kenny. I was going to ask you about that. Whose idea was it to do the Vegas 4-wides back to back with the Charlotte 4-wides? Because this is the first time I've known of you guys to do that.
Yeah, this is the first year it's been done like this. And I'm sure it was just up to everybody at NHRA. So I like this style schedule, and I hope they keep up on it.
Austin Prock, your top fuel winner, joining us here in the Freak Nation, and your top fuel winner again from the 4-wide nationals. What about the fans? Do you find that the fans dig this much more than a lot of the drivers?
It's kind of hit and miss. You know, some people love it and some people aren't a huge fan of it. Some people think it's too busy. You know, it's too hard to watch just one car. Or you know, like the race will be over and then they got to figure out who won. So, you know, I would say it's 50-50, but we had a great crowd here. So that's hard to argue with. And, you know, this is just a really nice facility. You know, whether it's 2-wide or 4-wide, we love coming to Bruton Smith's racetracks. You know, he's got the Taj Mahal of drag strips, and we love coming here.
He's got the Taj Mahal of ovals too. Let's just put it out there. He does things right. But Austin, like you said, you come from a dirt background. You come from roundy rounds. Whether it's asphalt or dirt, we love 4-wide racing. It's not like it's hard for our eyes to be able to keep track of cars 4 and 5 wide on an oval. So I guess I'm I get it for a driver. You have so much going on both sides of you. But for a fan, those people are idiots. I love four-wide racing, and I wish you guys did more.
Hey.
Well, maybe we will.
Let's not talk about idiots here.
Yes, I'm serious.
I'm not in that four-wide fan club, Austin.
Really?
So even though you won, and I appreciate that, but here you are in a room behind closed door instead of standing on your wing and doing an interview from there. How'd that wing stand come about?
It's from my circle track background. You know, when you won, you got up on top of your cage. So it's just paying homage to where I came from, essentially. And when I won in Seattle the first time, everybody just exploded with excitement. The fans love it. The sponsors love it. The media loves it. And it's something that, as long as I can climb up there, I'm going to keep doing.
Did it take a lot of practice at first to learn where to put your feet and how to get up?
I actually never practiced until I won in Reading. That was the first time I climbed up there. And when I did, it caught everybody off guard. The safety safari standing behind the car, you know, thinking I'm going to fall and they're going to catch me. It is a little sketchy getting up there. I mean, you're awfully high, and you gotta make sure you got your balance set. It takes me a couple seconds to get my feet set, and then the celebration goes on.
You know, I gotta jump in here with one more thing, guys. There was a Willie Ribbs years ago used to drive in sports cars, and I think Trans Am is when he would dance the Ollie Shuffle on the roof of the car, and that would alter the roof, and it would become a hassle to pass tech inspection at the end of the thing. Is that a problem in drag racing? Maybe you alter the wing some kind of way and they say that's an illegal wing and they take the win away from you?
You know, someone made a comment to that the first time I got up on the wing, like, you're going to damage the wing, but you got to realize that thing's, 10 foot in the air and it's going 300 miles an hour, 335 miles an hour. It's got a ton of thousands of pounds of downforce, and my 165-pound butt ain't going to do no damage to it.
That is the best answer of the night.
Yeah. 165 pounds?
Yeah, I'm actually, I gained a little weight over the off season, and my pants are a little tough to button right now. So I actually, when I get home, I got to start right. It's finally going to be nice in Indianapolis, and I got to get on my bicycle and shed about 5 or 8 pounds off. And it's really uncomfortable wearing my pants around when they're squeezing my gut in. I'm tired of it.
Welcome to all of our problems. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Instead of buying pants that fit, I'm going to make myself fit into my pants.
All right. That's
greatness. Austin Prock, NHRA Top Fuel winner from Charlotte, joining us here in the Freak Nation. And your brethren, Ron Capps. Dude is going to be running in the SRX series where you're going to turn left and left and left. Maybe you ought to put your name in the hat to go in there and kick the ass of some of those other drivers from other series.
Yeah, I would love to get in there. Me and Tony, we have talked about getting me in there, and just nothing's come up about it yet. We'll get Caps in there, see how he does, and maybe that'll lead on to me. I was bummed when I heard he got the opportunity and not me. But, on the bright side, we do have a drag racer in there, and maybe that'll lead up to me getting a chance one of these days. I actually grew up racing out of Tony Stewart Racing. I raced out of there for 5 years, so I've known Tony since I was about 11 years old. We're great friends, and that SRX series is just so cool. It'll be a dream of mine to get in the seat one day.
And let's just say, hold on, he is a 2014 midget champion. I don't see any championships on Ron Capps' hand for dirt track racing. So yeah, you should have had that.
Yeah, I've definitely been in a circle track, the latest out of anybody. I got to run the Chili Bowl in 2021 when, I got removed from the seat. It gave me an opportunity to go in there and run. And I love racing an open wheel car. I wish I could do it, 4 or 5 times a year. Just run the Chili Bowl, honestly, every year. I love getting in those cars. They're so much fun to drive. And, when I was racing them growing up, those cars were so quick and I had trouble keeping up with them. I was still in my learning curve, even when I got out of the car on the dirt side of things. But after running a 335 mile an hour top fuel car, it really slowed things down for me. And I felt like I was, honestly, after sitting out 6 years, I was a better driver when I came back after sitting out of one for so long. And I'd love to, do it a little more often. But right now I'm focused on this Top Fuel dragster. John Force has given me an awesome opportunity. There's no better place to race. And, people would kill to be in my shoes. And so I'm going to focus on this, and maybe down the road, after I retire or something, I'll get my own circle track car or something.
So wait a minute, Austin Prock, when you come out of the Chili Bowl, how many weeks does it take you to clear your ear, nose, and throat from all the noise and crap and everything?
Oh yeah, they call it the Chili Bowl flu. It usually lasts for about a week after. I wasn't too bad last year. I was actually surprised. But 90% of the people that roll out of there, they're spitting up dirt for the next week. But I was blessed that last year that I ran it, and even if I do get sick, it's still an awesome event.
Austin Prock, Top Fuel winner, 4-wide nationals, his first time in the Freak Nation. All right, Skippy, go out and win another race so we can get you back in here, all right?
That sounds like a great plan. This hot rod's on me right now, and I got a couple weekends off, but hopefully we'll start off strong in Chicago when we go back there.
Go run a 5K, 10K, lose a few pounds.
All right, sounds good. It might even be quicker. Watch out.
Freak Nation. Austin Prock here in the Lucas Oil Studios. More freaks coming up.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
The biggest racing series in America is coming to your town. It's time to mark your calendar. Get ready for the wildest festival of speed in the Midwest. The Enjoy Illinois 300, presented by Ticket Smarter. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Don't be on the outside looking in. Get your tickets now at www.raceway.com. Brought part by the Office of Illinois Tourism and Illinois South Tourism.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
Second hour of Speed Freaks, Freak Nation. 90-plus affiliates across the country. Sirius XM, every audio app that you could imagine, and now on MAV TV, Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Freak Nation. The website, speedfreaks.tv. Hell of a show, man. Coming up this hour, Sheldon Creed. He's got something to say about drivers that he's not a fan of. That's coming up in the Freak Nation. And if we can do it, you know how John Force likes to talk. 16-time champion. There's no better personality, frankly, in all of sport. You know what? I would like to see John Force and Charles Barkley do a show.
Ooh, you are talking.
Wow. That'd be a great show.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
They'd both be looking at each other going, what? What
did you just say?
Although John Force was taken aback by Eddie Cheever, who was an Indy 500 winner, and that quieted him down. Remember that he was in the studio? And that's an Indy 500 winner, and he didn't say anything. So maybe Charles Barkley was never a champion, but so maybe the two of them, I don't know. That'd be a great show, though.
Yeah. Freak Nation, the website, speedfreaks.tv. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Speaking of Twitter, at Speed Freaks, so I would put a couple of things out there. One, he's got a poll. This is in reference to Landon Castle, who put out there basically on Twitter earlier that NASCAR drivers are the most versatile drivers on the planet. But according to our Twitter feed, Suave, a lot of folks are on the Landon Castle bandwagon.
Very surprising. Go vote at Speed Freaks at MAV TV on Twitter. Which discipline is the toughest? I gave you 4 options. There is some contention about some write-in votes, which you can also do too.
Oh, yeah.
There's other series out there, plenty of other series. I can only fit 4 in. So here are your options. Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, NHRA. And right now, it's a blowout, folks. 40% NASCAR, 29% Formula One, 21% IndyCar, and 10% NHRA. Go vote at Speed Freaks and at MAV TV on Twitter.
Okay, how is it phrased? The most difficult or the most versatile?
I said which discipline is the toughest.
Okay, so it's a little different than what Landon Castle was posing, but a little bit easier for people to dissect. Okay, got it.
Well, think about it. If that's the question posed, the Coca-Cola 6000. I mean, that's pretty tough. You got to go over 7 or 8 days in a race.
True.
So I understand what some people
sleep. Yeah,
understand what some people say about toughest. I get it, but I digress. Crash Gladys, you got some pit news and notes?
Oh, right now. We're doing it right now, are we?
Yep.
Are they brought to you by anything?
They're brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. Go to generaltire.com to find the tires for your righteous ride. That's GeneralTire.com. Crasher, go right ahead.
Let's start with Nashville, where the one and only Supercross day race of the season took place Saturday. And I don't think day or night really had anything to do with it, but injuries took their toll on a few championship contenders big time. First was Cooper Webb, second in the season points. Hello, Cooper Webb. He went down in a heat race crash, suffered a concussion, and is out for the season. Second in points, out. Next was Justin Barcia. He went down hard in the race while racing third. Barcia, broken collarbone. Guys, what the heck was up with the dirt in Nashville? And this was just, oof. Chase Sexton rode on to the win. Eli Tomac was second after a scary bobble of his own in the race. Eli Tomac is still the points leader, but with Webb now out, he leads by 18 points over Chase Sexton. In the penultimate round of the Eastern Regional 250 Supercross class season, Team Honda's Hunter Lawrence was picture perfect for the race win and the points needed to seal his first Monster Energy Supercross championship. IndyCar raced at Barber Motorsports Park. You just heard last hour from the winner. Fourth winner in 4 races, Scott Mclaughlin. Believe it or not, this race at Barber was the first road course of the season for IndyCar. Oh, hey, how about that for versatility, Landon Castle? 2 street circuits, an oval, and a road course. That's their 4 races so far. All right. Appropriately, this was a 3-stop strategy to take the win because never has a 3-stop strategy won at this track until today. So, yeah, the race came down to Romain Grosjean on a 2-stop strategy, Scott Mclaughlin on the 3-stopper. Scott with the ability to go full bore and race on to his 4th win in the IndyCar series. Grosjean's second place ties him with 3rd on the all-time list with 5 second places and no victories. NHRA raced another 4-wide nationals, this time in Charlotte at ZMAX Dragway. Mother Nature almost won the day, but after a brief halt off the opening round, the day did finish. Austin Prock winning in Top Fuel. You also just heard from him in the last hour. Teammate Robert Height won in Funny Car. Derek Kramer, your winner in Pro Stock, and Gage Herrera winning in Pro Stock Motorcycles. NASCAR did have activity, but not until Mother Nature already had her way with the track on Friday. By Saturday, Ryan Truex was your winner in the Xfinity Series. Jake Finch, the General Tire 125 ARCA winner at Dover. Now, the Cup Series, the Worth 400, will be tomorrow, noon Eastern time. Back on TV, fingers crossed, no rain.
Crash Gladys Pit News and Notes brought to you by good friends at General Tire. Go to GeneralTire.com to find the tire for your righteous ride. I can't tell you the number of times I've sat at a bar, pounding beers, pulling up a big old fat cigar, putting my arm around my best friend going, "Brah, did you see that penultimate race yesterday?"
I like that word. I really do. And I swear every racing series uses it too. I love that word.
Richie, what does penultimate mean?
Penultimate is not the last, but the thing that happens before the last thing that is about to happen.
The second to last.
Thank you, because I had to look it up.
Yeah, there we go.
I've heard people use it so damn long, but I've never actually looked it up. I thought it means it's the scholars version. The scholars version of saying it's badass. You're penultimate, man.
No. It's second to last because the ultimate is the finale. So the penultimate is the not finale, but the next one.
Man, I'm sure it's Latin. Does pen mean second or second? What the hell?
Oh my God, we're dissecting this.
Yes.
How do we get to dissecting words in Latin or
Kenny wants to turn Speed Freaks into an etymology class, apparently.
Crasher used penultimate in her pit news and notes. And I'm sure if truckers are listening to us on Sirius XM right now, they had to pull over the rest area and look it up. What the hell is that, Joe?
What the
hell is a penultimate? I have one of those on my wall. Some of that in my refrigerator.
I do want to see what a Barnell saying. Oh man, what a penultimate last game, game 6 of a 7-game season.
Well, isn't that what they say when they give last call is the time for your penultimate beer?
No, because that would be the ultimate beer. That would be your final beer. So yeah, that's a good stat man with the idea of the century. You have to have a penultimate call before you have a last call.
Hey.
That's epic. That's epic. Then you know you're 2 down. You're only 2 to go for the night. Awesome. Love that idea.
You look over at your girlfriend. That's your penultimate. That's your penultimate beer, babe. Okay?
I need that, actually. Okay, I only have 2 more to go. Got it.
Let's talk about that.
Oh, man.
Because, Crasher, when you were cutting those pit news and notes, when you were writing those pit news and notes, did penultimate come to mind?
Yes. But if we're going to be perfectly transparent, I am not a wordsmith by any stretch of the imagination, but these last 2 years, I have been writing copy for some social media posts for a very big sponsor in motorsports. All right, fine, Lucas Oil. Anyway, that word, as I've been using thesauruses in trying to find other things to put in these copies for whether it's a Winning Wednesday post or a Weekend Ambassador post, I'm running out of just basic words. So yes, that came into my vocab last year, and I've been using it ever since.
So I'll be putting it out there on Twitter. Screw the damn poll, brother. Put it out there on Twitter. Do you know what penultimate is at Speed Freaks? See, people are going to have time to look it up like me. I looked it up on Wikipedia. It's right there.
So as I'm talking, news and notes, blah, 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 you're looking it up. What that word that I just said is. What is penultimate? Did you spell it correctly?
Yes, I did. Maybe. Again, that's thank goodness for iPhones. They correct my spelling 96% of the time. I've heard penultimate for decades, and I've never actually looked it up. I had time to look it up, Crasher. So now, listen, Speed Freaks, we provide an education. Sometimes it's pretty guttural. It's in the sewer. But when it comes to, listen, between Statman and Crasher could outspell me. Statman could outtalk me. Well, at least to where I'd be looking up things on Wikipedia for the next 30 minutes trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Nobody can outtalk you. As a pirate radio DJ, you are the talker extraordinaire.
There it is.
That's going to be my Chiron moving forward. Freak Nation coming up. His name is Sheldon Creed, 7th in points in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And according to this interview, he's a pretty freaking popular driver within the walls of RCR.
He is not the penultimate driver.
He is not the penultimate driver as far as popularity goes. We settled that, didn't we?
Uh-huh.
More freaks next.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add 1 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. 1 bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code UP for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code UP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code UP for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
The biggest racing series in America is coming to your town. It's time to mark your calendar. Get ready for the wildest festival of speed in the Midwest. The Enjoy Illinois 300, presented by Ticket Smarter. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Don't be on the outside looking in. Get your tickets now at www.raceway.com. Brought to you in part by the Office of Illinois Tourism and Illinois South Tourism.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
+90 radio stations across the planet, Sirius XM online with the majority of those radio stations, and of course every audio app. It's Speed Freaks on a Sunday night, and of course now on MAV TV. Thank you guys for hanging out, man. Speaking of hanging out, Lucas Oil's been part of this big old thing for damn near all these 23 years of Speed Freaks. Great website to check out to keep everything inside your engine, outside your engine, snappy and happy. Go to lucasoil.com. Coming up in a moment, Sheldon Creed, 7th in points in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. He'll be here in the Freak Nation, your Statman Scat, and we're going to try and get to our John Force interview. I caught up with Sheldon Creed in Talladega, talked to him about a number of things, including the dude's personality and about how to hang on to sponsorship. Sheldon Creed now in the Freak Nation. So we're talking about your sponsor, Wheelan. When you have sponsors like those guys, and this isn't a big stroke, they don't pay us any money, but you're talking about how they're cool, they're fun, they're laid back. That's got to make racing a little bit better for you, where you're not looking over your shoulder like, can I get the logo on there? Do I have to finish first? Right? It's got to be easier on you.
Yeah, absolutely. It just keeps my job fun. I get to have fun with them every weekend, and they send groups every week from all over the country. So get to meet new people, and like you said, it just doesn't wear on me. Right. It's not a lot of pressure, and they're always happy with the product. So
because we know how we're not stupid. We know how important sponsors are to this business, and there used to be schools back in the 90s and early 2000s for drivers that would learn how to speak and learn how to promote their sponsors. Is there anything like that now?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to speaking things, and I feel like the biggest thing for schooling or class is just experience and just growing up around it. I feel like I've learned way more from other drivers and sponsors just teaching me. I've had sponsors like in the past that you kind of have to like babysit them at the track, and they don't, I don't know, they're like a dog. You're just walking them at the racetrack all day, and you have stuff going on that you have to do.
Sheldon Creed joining us at Lucas Oil Studios, and I'm not going to throw you under the bus. Don't name names, but what are some things you don't like about watching drivers being interviewed?
Oh gosh, I hate arrogance. I just don't, when you get out of the car and just you think you're the best there is and this and that, and yeah, I'm not going to name names, but there's a couple out there that just, I don't even know how to explain it. They're just, I don't know, it's just...
Arrogance is a great word, man. I think we all can figure that out, but it's also so important because I watch you with the fans, and I know how popular you are. And it's not a case of you having to be careful. That's just who you are and what you do, your personality.
Yeah, like mail-in fan mail, I get the most at RCR out of the other three. So I don't know how to take that. Like I don't look at myself or view myself like that. Like I'm a kid that races Xfinity on the weekends, and during the week I race my micro a lot, and yeah, I don't, for people to want my autograph or dislike me like that, I don't know. It's for me, it's just funny.
you get more fan mail than anybody at Richard Childress Racing. Is that true?
Yeah, well, Reddick had me last year, which is cool, and I don't think I did anything to do that. I just try to, treat people how I would want to be treated if I was the fan, if I was the kid coming up, or even the adult. I just try to give everyone the time of day and try to have a little conversation with all of them.
So people actually mail things for you to sign. They still go old school?
Like hundreds.
What?
Yeah. I have to dedicate one day a month where I go in there and spend an hour or so of just signing. Yeah, they just hundreds of people. they either get cards or the little baseball cards we have from Panini or whoever makes them, and then just our normal hero cards or whatever. They get them or ask for them, and then you sign them and then send them back.
That is just so strange. Even an old guy like me, actually putting a stamp on an envelope or something or other and sending it into somebody just sounds...
Yeah, they'll write letters sometimes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Some of them are cool, yeah. Some of them are just how they've watched from coming up from Robbie Gordon Stadium Super Trucks or when I raced Lucas Oil Off-Road. They've watched me all the way up, so they'll write about how them and their families or sometimes there's kids that do a drawing that's actually pretty funny. It's cute when it's kids. Yeah,
Is there healthy competition between the Xfinity Series side and the Cup side at Richard Childress Racing?
Yeah, definitely. I think we want to perform because me and Austin want those rides one day, right? Kyle's probably got 10 years left, I'd say. He's mid-30s right now. So I think he'll go to 45, 50, as long as he's winning. And I don't know, he could be over and just want to take Brexton racing, I don't know. And then Austin's, I don't even know how old Austin is, 30? Right. 32 maybe? He's still young. There's definitely competition there, especially when they come drive the Xfinity cars, either the Collin car or if we bring a third car for one of them. Austin and I want to beat them, and I think that's when you get more of the rivalry going.
Do you guys mouth off at each other jokingly, hey Dylan, look at this?
Not really to the Cup guys. We don't see him a whole lot.
Really?
Yeah, our schedules are just so different. But Austin and I, we mess with each other all the time.
Last thing for you, your fire suits are snappy.
Snappy.
Yeah, they're pretty spiffy. Do you have any input in the design of your fire suits?
So last year I didn't, and it was all red, which I liked. I have more of a say on my helmets. I love helmet paint, and Greg from Off Axis does mine. But I really don't have a big say in that. I'm hey, it needs to be white and red, wheeling, have fun. You be creative, you paint it, do what you want. And then he's actually getting ready to do a dirt helmet for me. And same thing. We were on the phone yesterday about it, actually. I was hey, just bright neon colors. And he was man, this is why I love doing your helmets, because I get my freedom to do what I want.
You mentioned dirt. What are you going to do?
I just do micro sprints.
That's right.
We were on Millbridge. It's right there close to the house. And then I'm going to do a few out of town this year. I think I'm going to do PA Speed Weeks. The week of Pocono. I'm gonna do Texas, the weekend where they're in Texas for NASCAR. And what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do an Indiana one. It's called Deuces Wild, and it's pretty much A-class, wing and non-wing,
nice.
On an off weekend that we have in September. So it's just fun. I don't know. I love dirt racing, and I feel that fulfills my need for it. And it's relatively inexpensive, and I can do it myself. I work on my own car and go out to the track, so that's feasible for me.
Talking about running on dirt, of course, is Sheldon Creed here in the Freak Nation, 7th in points in the Xfinity Series, joining us here in the Lucas Oil Studios. Speaking of dirt, Alex Bowman, Crasher reminded me about this morning. Alex Bowman hurts his back in a dirt race, Crasher?
That was a high limit race, wasn't it? The Brad Sweet, Kyle Larson sprint car series.
Right.
Yeah. That was Monday of this past week, right? It's not that far away. Yeah.
And hearing him talk about running these micro sprints, gosh, I also said this too about Kyle Larson. What if Hendrick came to him and says, dude, I can't allow you to run anymore on dirt. Kyle Larson would quit. He's got enough money for the rest of his life. I bet Kyle Larson would quit if his team owner, Rick Hendrick, said, bro, you need to stay out of those World of Outlaw cars. Just stay your ass off dirt and just stay in your cup car.
Well, some language in some of the contracts, I'm sure, would skew him otherwise, but I'm sure he wouldn't be a happy camper. True.
Man. Freak Nation, your Statman Scats coming up. Did you miss any of the show? Go to the website, speedfreaks.tv. That's speedfreaks.tv. And, of course, on our YouTube page. We have a little funky things going on with our camera on our YouTube page, but we look pretty bright and spiffy on MAV TV. Yeah. But regardless, our YouTube page and, of course, speedfreaks.tv. We've been doing podcasts for 20 years before we even knew what the hell podcasts were. So, yeah, you can find those on speedfreaks.tv. And don't forget, what time, Crasher? What time the cup race in the morning?
Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. for we on the Pacific Coast.
Man, we are just a wealth of freaking information. Freak Nation.
Yep.
It's incredible. Again, your Statman Scat and more coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas fuel treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system, pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAV TV. Two Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAV TV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two Wheel Tuesday.
Country music legend Dirk Bentley is hitting the road, and he's bringing his Gravel and Gold Tour to Worldwide Technology Raceway.
On you, cause the beer's on me.
Sunday, June 4th, headlining the Confluence Music Festival. Go to www.traceway.com or MetroTix to get your tickets now.
Yeah, it feels like gold.
Dirk Bentley, only on NASCAR Weekend, only at the Confluence Music Festival.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
As a trucker, you've seen every kind of road condition out there. One of the toughest is icy, freezing weather, which can thicken diesel fuel and plug system filters. That's why you need Lucas Anti-Gel Cold Weather Diesel Treatment. It prevents fuel gelling at extremely cold temperatures, lowers the cold filter plugging point of diesel and biodiesel fuels, and removes moisture from the entire fuel system. In turn, you get maximum performance and reliability. For more info, visit lucasoil.com. Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Many years ago, maybe in the 1970s, I had a morning meeting at the fabled Southern California drag strip, Orange County International Raceway. When I walked into the office, the immediate elephant in the room was a big black fish that was swimming laps in a 30-foot tank on the side wall. Don't remember the kind of fish, only that it was big and black and ate living things, and it looked mad. In the conversation, the man mentioned he came in one Monday morning and the fish had jumped out of the tank, laying on the floor in a puddle. He said he picked it up, threw it back in the tank, and that's where it floated all day. It appeared dead. But at the end of the day, it was back to swimming laps, angry and looking for something to blame for a bad weekend. I said all that by way of wishing happy anniversary to the American Rally Championship in its 50th year of survival. Few know how or why the championship keeps going. It considers itself a professional series of sportsman drivers and tired Subarus. The organizers are often unclear on the mission, but it continues somehow. Constant rumors of its pending demise are always wrong. Celebration is planned in the southern Ohio forests in June. There are rumors a Hall of Fame is planned. The invitation promised a cash bar, meaning that there'll be no one to blame for a bad weekend. Peace.
Freak Nation, Kyle Busch speaks, and a lot of people listen. We'll hear that coming up in moments. Statman Scat, brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. Go to generaltire.com to find the tire for your righteous ride. Statman, I don't know if I've ever had a Statman Scat that made me kind of scratch my head. A big black fish. What?
That was one of the great stories of my life. You know, that thing was big and ugly, and it stopped and looked at me once. Like, you know, I was looking at it like, what you gonna do, partner? Yeah, but the great story was the guy came in, it was in the middle of the floor, it leaped out of the tank, and he just was busy, threw it back in the tank, and it was just laying there on top of the water. And then by the end of the day, he was back to swimming laps, mad because he had a bad weekend.
Suave, it's not a millennial movie, but it came out, I think, early 2000s or late 90s with Rob Schneider, where he is, Gigolo.
He's like pet sitting, right?
Deuce Bigelow,
yes.
Male Gigolo.
Where, he's taking care of that guy's, nice job, buddy. Yeah. Taking care of that guy's fish tank. He's got some big old black fish in there, and they do more than hop out of that damn thing.
You are.
All right, so
Richie, you are the millennial. You're the freak millennial. Good for you.
It's a badge of honor.
All right, Richard C. Suave. Kyle Busch spoke prior to what we thought was going to be the Sunday afternoon race, the Monster Mile. And he's talking about safety, correct?
Yeah, this was earlier in the week during media availability at Dover there prior to the Cup Series race this week. And he was asked about Kyle Larson's nasty crash at Talladega, in which part of the side panel of his car completely was torn to shreds. NASCAR took that away into their possession. And as far as I know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, they are investigating what happened.
Right.
Haven't seen an update from NASCAR from anybody as to a theory behind the case, but Kyle Busch was asked about it earlier in the week, and this is what he said.
I'm no scientist, but you see the concern from the severity of the damage on the right side of the 5, and you can only but wonder what if it was the left side, right? So that's a huge issue. But the bigger matter is what created the damage, and that's the other car didn't sustain much damage. So looking at the 41 and seeing some of the stuff on that car, it was a brick getting rammed into a stick of butter, it's going to smash it if it's built too stiff.
Statman, you would imagine that's one reason why we haven't heard from NASCAR, because it was so severe. I would imagine that if they're going to bring up their findings from their study, they're going to at least initially have some solutions or what they intend to do with the sides of the car to prevent the shrapnel that came out of that Ryan Preece and Kyle Larson hit.
That is one of the most difficult things in the R&D center. They're going to have to figure out, because they've spent a lot of time, several years, building a whole apparatus of cage to protect the driver against just what happened. And evidently it failed. Now, I don't know if it failed because the design was poor, if it was built incorrectly, but NASCAR's got to find that out, because that's the one thing I do agree with Kyle Busch there, is that if this had come on the other side, it'd have been a very ugly situation. So they've got to figure out what went wrong, because everything they had designed to keep from happening didn't work, and somebody made a mistake, whether it was the engineers who designed it or the engineers who built the cage. But something went wrong, and it can't go wrong again.
Okay, but how long do we have to wait? I feel like we're back to the position of whether it's the fires or other things that happened last year with this new car. How long are we going to have to wait before a solution is brought about for safety for the drivers?
I don't have any idea, and this may have been a freak thing that just happened because of another 5 miles an hour speed or angle or whatever, or maybe it was just put together wrong, and I don't know how long this is going to wait. And that's the point. They can't come out and say it was a mistake or blame somebody for something. They've got to find out what happened. And I have to think that they're working as hard as they can to find that out, because what happened wasn't supposed to happen, and it never happened before. And they've got to make sure it doesn't happen again.
And frankly, it may not be the side panels or the sides of the Cup car, those stock cars. It may be the crunch of the nose of the Cup cars that they really have to reconfigure. Granted, you've got a 1,500 pound engine sitting in there between the driver and the front end. There's only so much you could do, but like they do Crasher and IndyCar, what's the technical term that I'm trying to use here? How the IndyCars, the
crush
force
zone
dissipates. Yeah, crush zone.
Okay.
That's what they've maybe that's just it. They don't have the answers on really how they can address the crush zone of that car.
I think it would be unfair to expect them to resolve this just by looking at it in, a couple of days And if you are impatient about finding out an answer, tough. This is something that needs to be worked out. There was a lot of engineering went into designing that area of the cage, and it looked like some of the cage was actually separated and was pushed into the cockpit of the car. And if it had been the other side, it would have been a very bad situation. So I hope that they aren't being political about this, that they are really looking into it, because there's a lot happened there that shouldn't have happened.
Can I read a quote from Dale Earnhardt Jr. from his podcast this week that is really fascinating, can open up another kind of worms on the show? This is what he said on his podcast. He said, NASCAR, quote, NASCAR wanted to make a car that could handle impacts and so forth, but these pieces would relatively survive so that the owners wouldn't have to afford the cost of replacing all these pieces week after week after week. So maybe in that attempt to try and make a car that's more cost effective and more durable, these pieces have been made too tough.
Wow.
Well, the cage wasn't too tough in Larson's car, because it looked like the cage came apart, and that's what cannot happen. It of all the accidents we see, cars bouncing off of each other, I always go back to Tony Stewart at Talladega. The car got up in the air and it was bouncing off of cars going under it while it bounced up in the air. So these cars have been made tough and have survived a lot, but for some reason that car came apart, and I think that's what they're trying to find out. Was this a freak thing? Was it put?
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
At Lucas Oil, we take pride in creating problem-solving products to make your car care easier. We protect your vehicle and make it run longer so you can focus on the things that matter most. Whether it's commuting to work, visiting a loved one, taking the kids where they need to go, going to the big game, or anywhere life takes you, Lucas Oil is committed to getting you there for all of life's important moments. Lucas Oil, it works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAV TV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAV TV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. This is Matt Crowder, live at the gas station on 41st Street, reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss, are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute, are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SEAT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SEAT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SEAT.
Country music legend Dirk Bentley is hitting the road, and he's bringing his Gravel and Gold Tour to Worldwide Technology Raceway.
On you, cause the beer's on me.
Sunday, June 4th, headlining the Confluence Music Festival. Go to WWTRaceway.com or MetroTix to get your tickets now.
Yeah, it feels feels like gold.
Dirk Bentley, only on NASCAR Weekend, only at the Confluence Music Festival.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. That's 800-273-7075.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
You know, Freak Nation, I've been sitting on this for a little bit, and I'm tired of sitting on it. We caught up with John Force earlier, and what comes out of these 7 minutes is absolutely legendous. He is arguably the greatest sports personality on the planet. It's a good 7 minutes with John Force, and we'll say goodbye after the Forcey interview. John Force, Speed Freaks Pit on the Lucas Oil Studios. How's that limp going? Your legs doing okay?
The whole body ain't doing okay. I'm going on 100. I already told you that. But my race car does the running for me. You know what I'm saying? And, no, I still love driving, love coming back here to Arizona, love seeing y'all. You know what I mean? So, y'all, what the hell does that mean?
That brings about a question, and I don't mean this to sound sensitive. You say they put up with me. How many sponsors do you think come on board because they have to be with John Force? You've got a talented stable of drivers, without question. Multiple championships, Robert Hite, Brittany Force, but they want to be with John, don't they? Are you still seeing some of that in your sales pitches?
The reason that I'm able to keep them so long is I baptize them. I forgot the word. Damn, I think
baptism.
No, I make them pallbearers. So they can't leave me. That was a good joke, and then I was thinking, maybe that ain't funny. I shouldn't say it because I'm joking. I ain't going nowhere. I just signed with Peak and Chevrolet for 3 more years.
Hey, Karamacinas ran until he was 106. Are you going to do the same damn thing?
And he lied till he's 106. Nobody can be that old. Well, if you read the Bible, which I've gotten into a lot too lately, that I won't get into that. But everybody lived to be 110 or 200. I'll be lucky if I last the week.
The oldest man ever, I believe, was in his 120s. Our daughter looked this up the other day. That's why it's fresh in my head. So you can do it, man.
Was his last name Force, I hope?
Maybe. He will be soon.
Hey, look, we always have fun with you guys, and I always go down a different road to plug sponsors, but to have a little bit of fun because you've got a big following out there, and I want to stay part of that. And Proc, the kid's doing a great job. Austin and Brittany, of course, winning the championship. Proc finished 3rd, came out of nowhere. Where'd that come from? I think I was 5th or 6th. And then Robert, I thought we won the championship. We were already ordering rings. But old Cap snuck in there somehow. But Robert did a great job, and so did Brittany. So
you like the way that points championship is. Robert wins 8 freaking races and goes away without the championship.
Well, I don't make the rules. We just got to abide by them. But they've done a lot of things to change the points around. They got races within races now where you can make up points. And, I don't like it. But it's only my opinion. See y'all later. Come back, see us. So,
always good to speak.
But, nope, I just play by the rules.
Can you explain or take us through that dynamic of how crazy that was at the finale last year? Because, you've got Robert and Brittany in 2 different scenarios. Both could win. One did, one didn't. How did that all go down in your pits?
Well, we all like to win. So would I. I've been on a little bit of a dry spell here. But I won plenty in my day. I've got 16 championships. But, like anybody, I want more. But I'm just excited to be here. Like I said to Robert today, let's have fun driving our cars. You get so caught up with business, you forget why you're here. And then in between my beatings from Sarah, it's a tough job.
You ever have the desire to get as big and bulky as Matt Hagan? That's a big old boy.
Oh, he's beautiful. He's on. You can go on the radio and find him half naked, not on the radio, but social media flexing his muscles. I never looked like that in my best day. Okay, so maybe in my next life I'll come back a Matt Hagan. God will do that and bring me back a unicorn with a horn. Have a beautiful body, and they'll have a. See, none of this makes. That shows you too much coffee today. Okay.
But hold on. You've spent plenty of time in the gym. When you were doing your comeback from your crash in Dallas, you know that discipline, and you've been there. So, yes, you've done it.
In the gym this morning, running, doing my exercises, and a guy come in and said, I appreciate you're John Forrest, and you work out, and you're 73 years old, and you're still doing what you're doing. And he said, but I don't get the cup of coffee. I'm on a treadmill with a cup of coffee. I need that extra hit.
No coffee sponsorship? I'm looking.
No.
Not yet?
No. But I got coffee, and I got coffee everywhere. Then we got Monster Energy.
Oh, there you go.
Talk about another person. I become a different person and love it. But you got to drink it in moderation. But I use Muscle Monster. It's called Muscle Monster. I use it in the gym. Has all that stuff. But it don't wire you up crazy. Oh, not that the other does. I love it. Hey, anything in moderation, just like alcohol, moderation.
Which brings us to Monster Beast. I see Tyler Reddick in NASCAR with that sponsor. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's a great, got a little taste of alcohol in there. And I watched that car at the NASCAR race at Fontana. He crashed or something in there.
What's the longest you've gone with a hangover? 2 days? 3 days back in the day?
Where do you get these questions?
Are you going to answer the question?
Yeah. Oh, I've had a 2 day hangover. I played golf.
I don't drink anymore. I quit.
Back in the day, though, man.
Oh, week. Me and Salza used to sit out in front of the Holiday Inn at 2 a.m. and with our heads down in the curb, and it's like, we got a race tomorrow for the championship. And the next day we'd be in that car and we'd win. He did, I did. But them days are gone. That was in my youth. Oh no, I can't do what I did in the old days. And
none of us can.
No, I love America. I love this country, and I love life. And I want to got my grandkids are driving junior dragsters. Not a lot, but some. Autumn's moving up the ranks to Super Comp, and but I watched Jacob and Noah playing. They play hockey, and they're really good at this stuff. So but I love it.
John Force, 16-time Funny Car champ, always fantastic in the Freak Nation.
Yeah, I made the Hall of Fame, so I wanted to thank you for mentioning that. Biggest feel of my week, and he missed it. Even Gartlett's called me. How did you get in?
That's right. It's like, oh, we missed the biggest thing that happened that week.
I really love that guy. He is a phenomenal personality.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
If you missed it earlier, I thought out loud that Charles Barkley and John Force together. What could you call that?
Yep.
Charles and Force, Force and Charles, forcing Charles. That'd be a great question on Twitter there, Suave.
At Speed Freaks, I'll put it right now.
May the Force be with you.
Yep, that is. Just having John Force in the Freak Nation, you could do 5 minutes with John every Sunday night on MAV TV and the Freak Radio Network.
It would be drastically different every Sunday and very entertaining every Sunday.
I wouldn't. Same interview.
Yes. There was one time, and we've got about, what do we have here? We've got about a minute and a half. There was one time when we did a show from Pomona, 2004, 5, something like this, where we were broadcasting from the Midway area, and we weren't raucous enough for John Force. We weren't crazy enough. He was expecting to, get the full-fledged Speed Freak Nation punch him type interview, but we didn't do it. And I remember him going to his PR guy and saying, "What the hell's wrong with Speed Freaks?" And
he thought we were too corporate.
Yeah. And Dinzy either shot me an email, called me on the cell, said, "What happened, man?" I said, "Oh, what do you mean what happened?"
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that. So,
You might have been gone. I think it was. Yeah, that was the problem. The Crash wasn't there to get her penultimate in there, Freak Nation. Wow. You miss any of the show, Freak Nation, go to our YouTube page. You can watch it. You can listen to it at speedfreaks.tv. We'll do it again next weekend, Freak Nation. Make sure you're logged into one of our many affiliates across the country. And then, of course, MAV TV on Sunday nights. And sorry about this, Kyle Kirkwood. We can't get to you again tonight. We'll try again. We'll be better next Sunday night. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Again, the website, speedfreaks.tv. Statman, shoot the juice to the moose. And
cut it loose.
See ya.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800